right, guys. Welcome back. I hope you had a great 4th of July. Today we're going to cover a couple topics. The first one I want to cover is University of Miami football or Hurricanes football in trouble in terms of are their recruiting and NIL ventures not going as well as the fan base believed? I've said this for years, especially when the Canes started in a conference. They are in a conference in the sense of that they haven't won a championship since the early 2000s. And I followed a Canes Insider, started following a Canes Insider by the tag of DBriz on Twitter, aka X. And it sounds like the Hurricane fan base is in shambles because he posted earlier last week that there's a noticeable disconnect between ITU board sentiment and the Canes spaces. Full disclosure, there aren't my takes, just sharing what's being said. Number one, if Miami's stuck in the ACC and can't land top talent, then we need a coach who can maximize the talent. Who can maximize the talent we do have. That's not Mario, according to multiple posters. Some believe Miami spent half the NIL budget on Jay Cantwell. That's a major investment that may be limiting flexibility elsewhere. Top 10 recruiting isn't enough. Mario doesn't win by out-scheming. He wins by stacking talent. Without elite classes, many think he won't win big. D-line equals premium NIL market. Most top DL want huge money and to play in the SEC. Miami can't afford both. That's a major problem. Safety recruiting is a mess. Some say Will Harris seems checked out. Other schools are telling recruits he's NFL bound soon. That's the message we're hearing from Hurricane Country. But like I've said, ever since they joined a conference like the ACC, they haven't won a championship. So is it a Mario situation, or is it that the athletic director and the athletic department really don't care to win a championship or compete in conferences? When they were independent, everybody was like hootering and hollering for the Canes. But it seems like the fan base is complaining that they're not putting NIL money where it needs to be. Interesting. Seems like it is the problem that they're talking about. Leave me your thoughts down below. What you think? What's going on with the Hurricanes? And is Mario Cristobal and his staff in trouble if they don't get into the playoffs this coming season? As Gator fans, this is music to our ears. But in reality, when is the University of Miami program going to win their first ACC title since being in the ACC for over 20 plus years now? And people talking about them joining a conference, and they would be a total disaster if they were in the SEC, and they can't even win in the ACC. At least in terms of football, they competed a little while for basketball, but they haven't won a national championship in football in a very, very long time. Let me know if you think Mario Cristobal is in trouble or what's going on. Also, guys, let me go ahead and cover some off-season craziness from Paul Finebaum, stating that his take on Cam Newton and his career at Florida and Auburn were a mess. You can tell that Paul Finebaum has nothing to talk about, and it's the offseason because he's talking about a player that's already retired from the NFL. But I'll read it to you guys, and you leave me your thoughts down below on this too. So we had a couple topics to talk about this episode. I will pop up the tweets that I read earlier from the University of Miami fan base. Paul Finebaum goes scorched earth on Cam Newton's time with the Florida Gators. In a discussion about Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, ESPN's Paul Finebaum drags Urban Meyer into a scorched earth discussion about Cam Newton. Cam Newton made his name as a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback of the Auburn Tigers with the Carolina Panthers, but he began his career with the Florida Gators. A recent discussion on ESPN First Take involved the Mount Rushmore of collegiate quarterbacks. And when asked about Cam Newton and Tim Tebow, longtime pot stirrer Paul Finebaum went scorched earth on Newton. I'm going to play this video, guys, of what he had to say.
But I actually covered Cam Newton at Auburn.
Oh, I remember.
And I was actually quite aware of why he left the University of Florida. You might call Urban Meyer. He'll be happy to tell you Cam Newton, because he told me, is the worst guy he has ever dealt with in his college career. Now, that's saying a great deal considering some of the 30 for 30s have been done on a few of his other players. But I just wanted to make that point. Urban likes to whitewash history with the best of them. But the point being that Cam Newton got kicked off the team, as you know. He went to Blaine Junior College. He only played one meaningful year. And on the final play of Cam Newton's career, Gene Chizik told me this, by the way, the former Auburn coach. He told Cam Newton to take a knee in the national championship game. Cam Newton decided to be Superman and tried to dive over the pile against Oregon, and he failed, nearly fumbling the ball, and they had to kick a field goal to win the national championship. I bring up all this ancient history. Cam Newton was selfish. Tim Tebow was the consummate team player. He led that team to a national championship on his own. He participated in 2006 with Chris Lee.
Cam Newton was kicked off the team because he stole a student laptop at the University of Florida. I was at the University of Florida when this happened. That's why Cam Newton was kicked off the team, guys. He stole the laptop. Period, plain and simple. I had just left the University of Florida because I had graduated, guys. But that's why he got kicked off the team. He stole the laptop from the students. Did he want to play big? I can agree with Paul Finebaum. Cam Newton played kind of selfish sometimes, but you can't deny what the kid did, both at the collegiate level and at the NFL level. That's all I can say about Paul Finebaum's comments about Cam Newton and what Coach Urban said about Cam Newton. I can understand why Coach Urban said that. Totally understand. The kid stole the laptop under your watch, and that's why you had to kick him off the team. Completely understand that 100%. All right, guys. The Gators cracked the top 3 for 4-star edge. And I'm going to put highlights of this 4-star edge in the video so you guys can see how dynamic this 4-star edge is. Duncanville, Texas 4-star edge rusher KJ Ford on Thursday releases top 3 schools, and the Florida Gators, along with Texas A&M and Ohio State, made the cut. Ford will be committing on July 11th. Ford, 6'4", 245 pounds, is rated the number 98 overall prospect and the number 11 edge rusher in the 2026 class, according to 24/7 Sports. Ward has had a productive last 2 years, recording 110 tackles, 30 tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks, and 26 games played at max preps. He also helped Duncanville reach the Texas 6A D1 state semifinals in 2024. With the Gators missing out on 5-star edge Trent Henderson, Ford has now become an even more important target as Florida looks to find its second edge rusher in the class. The Gators already hold a commitment from 5-star Raylan McCoy, also of Bradenton, Florida IMG, 4-star academy Jake Krull is on the board as well. Florida saw their 2026 class skyrocket in the rankings in June after snagging 12 total commitments, which included flipping 4-star CJ Brogna from Nebraska and grabbing 4-star athlete Justin Williams. They will have a chance to keep the good times rolling in July as well. Florida recently earned commitments from 4-star defensive lineman Kendall Gerbil on Wednesday and 4-star defensive back CJ Hester on Thursday. And there are a slew of targets taking themselves off the market over the next couple weeks too. 4-star linebacker DQ Forkba and 4-star tight end Enzi Kent both have a commitment date for July 12th, and the Gators have received predictions for each. Other prospects on the table without commitment dates are 4-star receiver Devin Gossi and Somo Wingo, a 4-star linebacker, and 4-star linebacker Malik Morris. Both Wingo and Morris are holder predictions to choose Florida. Like I said, I'll add video of KJ I'll add highlights of KJ in the video so you guys can see how dynamic he is. This would be a big get for Billy Napier and company. Leave me your thoughts down below all the stories I covered today. And like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Gators.